So this one indicator that we're going to talk about today is the indicator that I use to make my final decisions when I jump into the market. These indicators I have been using for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and they've been helping me make better trading decisions. And today I'm going to share with you guys exactly what they are, what the settings are, how they work, what you need to do, and how you basically apply them when you go into the chart. So make sure that you watch the video from beginning to the end. Don't skip anything and then later come and say, oh, I didn't know about this, I didn't know about that, because everything that I'm about to tell you is going to be important, the whole build up to the situation as well. I will also be giving away two $15,000 two-step funded accounts, and that comes from our lovely sponsor, that is Goat Funded Trader, that offers full MT5 platform to trade on. They've got instant plans, 1-step and 2-step. They've got an in-depth journaling in your trader dashboard that you can use to journal your trades once you've learned the skill that I'm about to show you now. They also do reward guarantees that if they don't give you your payout within 2 business days, they will pay you an extra $500. They offer free trading competitions, multiple payout methods, 100% split. They also have a reward system where you gain points and then you're able to spend it on their platform. Stock trading added on MT5, and news trading is allowed as well. Now, let's get straight into the video. For this, I'm going to share my screen with you guys, as you know, always. And before we, walk into these indicators, and how to use them or how to apply them, what we are going to be talking about is what they are. Now, this is the 2 indicators that I use. The one is called an EMA 10 and the other one's called an EMA 20. Now, before I continue, I do want to say that this information that I'm about to share with you guys was information that I've learned from a mentor of mine that I've used many years ago. So I'm basically passing down the information on to you guys now. So I do not solely claim that I came up with this idea kind of thing, but I paid for it. I paid to learn it, and I like to give people things that I paid for, because not everybody kind of can afford to pay for these expensive courses, right? Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is you get an EMA 10 and you get an EMA 20. And to show you the settings quickly over there for the EMA 10, looks as follows. The length is 10, source is close, offset 0, method SMA, length is 5, time frame is chart. Now, the reason why I put time frame to chart is because we want the indicator to work on any time frame that the chart is placed on within that minute or within that time frame, right? The next one, let me just go back here. The style, I normally just do it red, and you can do it whatever color you want to, and you just click the SMA. We don't select the smoothing line, and you just say level price, and then that there, the visibility, and that's kind of what everything looks like, right? I believe that's the default setting. Before I continue, I just want to say, guys, this is not a substitute for financial advice. This is not a substitute for a trading strategy. This does not mean that you're going to take this information and you're going to go and apply it onto a chart and it's going to work 100% for you. No, this is not a demo operandi EA that you are purchasing. It's nothing like that. I'm sharing information for educational purposes that I have been teaching myself for the past 5-6 years that I've been trading. This doesn't mean that you're going to take this now and you're going to become an overnight expert, because that's what most of you think is going to happen. You think, if I do this, no, you have to back test it. You have to familiarize yourself with the rules that comes with it, because there's a lot of things that you need to consider before you even use this, right? The next one we're going to talk about over here is the EMA 20. And for this, the length is going to be set to 20, source is close, offset 0, method SMA, length is 5, chart is, time frame is chart. I've explained that to you guys already. Style blue, we're going to use the blue line. Like I said, you can use any time frame that you want to for yourself. Any color that you want to. I just prefer the blue, and it's always been blue. And then labels on price, and then all of that you leave as is, right? Now, these are the 2 indicators. Now, Okay, so these indicators we use in Confluence with fundamental data, fundamental information, fundamental data, technical data, technical data, and then when we talk about rules for entry, okay, that's when we basically pull out these indicators. Now, there's a couple of the rules that you need to follow when you do this, and I'm not going to go over the previous video that I've done, because if you've watched that video, you would know exactly what kind of this is going to be about, right? The first thing you want to do is, the first thing that you do with the information, it is very simple, right? You use news data, okay, to determine market direction. Now, if you've watched the previous video that I've done, you would know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So if you haven't watched the previous video that I did, not the previous video, but I've done a video on my rules for entry, go watch that video first before you actually watch this video, right? The second thing you want to do is you want to use technical data, which is the same thing that we do here, and basically to determine overall market direction. Now, these indicators that we use, we call them environmental indicators, right? Now, the reason why they are called environmental indicators, right? And indicators, we call them environmental indicators. Now, environmental indicators is exactly what they say they are, right? It is about, when we look at the market, we normally call the market an environment, right? So we say that the market is an environment. And that environment, it changes from bullish to bearish, and then sometimes it goes sideways, right? Now, we use these indicators to determine the shift in the momentum. Now, when we talk about shift in momentum, I feel like I'm hosting a mentorship over here. When we talk about the shift in momentum, we have to take a step back, right? We know that, your mentor that has been, back in 1996, right? If you've ever done a course, you would have heard about higher lows and lower lows and lower lows and lower highs, right? So you have heard about all these fancy, not these fancy things, but all these confusing things. Now, I've never been a fan of, higher highs and higher lows, because it gets very confusing, right? Any case, so we know that the market moves in waves, right? So we know that the market prints resistance, breaks resistance, that resistance becomes support, creates new resistance, break above that resistance and becomes support. So in this case, the market's now completely bullish. So we know that we're now in a bullish trend, right? Now, when we talk about momentum, we're talking about this move that the market has created. Now, when the market is in a bullish momentum, right, or in a bullish trend, we normally say that the momentum is bullish. Now, most of you that might have traded on binary options back in the days, you would have probably seen that big momentum indicator here at the bottom with the red and the blue lines. And, okay, these are still EMAs, but I use them for momentum, to check the momentum. I also had one here at the bottom. I must just see if I still have it here. No, I don't have it here anymore. But I also had that the actual momentum indicator, but I now call these momentum indicators, right? But in any case, now when we talk about momentum shift, that's when we talk about when the market continues this move to the downside, right? When the market continues this move down. So now we're not bullish anymore. Now we are bearish. We are now bearish because why? The market momentum had shifted from bullish. Now we are moving over to a bearish market. Now, when the market obviously prints support, I really need a bigger screen. When the market prints support and that support gets broken, that support becomes resistance. The market prints new support, that support gets broken and becomes resistance. And by now you should get the message, right? That's kind of how price action move throughout the entire market. Now, when the market is bullish and the market shifts bearish, that's when we say that the overall market momentum had shifted. Now, the reason why we use momentum indicators, as you guys might have known, when I was doing the video, I did say that when I enter the market, right, what I would do is I would obviously look for price action on the higher time frames, and then I would go on to lower time frames and then apply the same concept on there as well. But I don't only apply the same concept, I also use momentum indicators, which is the one that we are going to be talking about right now. Now, I use them on 15 minutes, I use them on the 1 hour, I use them on any time frame that I want to, but I want to tell you about how I use them. Now, the way I use these indicators is very simple, right? We're going to use this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, right? And the reason why I'm going to do this is because I want to indicate to you guys exactly what it is that I am trying to explain to you, which is this, right? You might be able to already see it. Now, when we have gone and we've done our investigation, we go, okay, news says we're bullish, the technical analysis says we are bullish, everything is just bullish. What we do is we wait for the red EMA to cross through the blue EMA from the bottom up. Now, again, if you remember the video that I did previously with this confluence, you see, like, for instance, there, this is an indicator that the market momentum had shifted. This is an indicator that the market momentum shifted bearish. This is an indicator that the market momentum had shifted bullish. Now, whenever you see these, the red crosses through the blue, you would realize that the overall market momentum had shifted. And the minute the red EMA crosses through the blue EMA from the top down, you would realize that the market momentum had shifted. Here we had this, I almost want to say, a fake shift to the upside over here, but you can see the price action also played out very perfectly. And here you can see when the indicators crossed there, we had the market that came back, broke below the structure, came back, retest, and kind of following through the same path which I've spoken to you guys about before. Now, I know there's an expert that's going to be in the comment section who's going to tell me that this doesn't work. Now there's a reason why I'm unemployed and I can sit here and make these videos, right? So when I say don't think that this is going to change your life, it doesn't mean that it is going to change your life. Here you can see the red EMA crosses through the blue EMA from the top down. We were bearish. There we crossed again. There we had that slight bullish move to the upside. Here you can see it was a kind of a fake, a bullish move. There we had a bearish move, another bearish move, you know. So as you can see that it doesn't always happen. Now, to sum this up for you to understand, we use the indicators to confirm the momentum of the market before we apply the technical price action as the rule of the entry. It's so beautiful and it really works. That's one thing I can tell you guys. It's wonderful to use. It works. Now, we use this. Now, one key step that I left out in last week's video was this one. I said that we use this, okay, to determine. So when we look at the daily time frame and we say we're going to wait for the market to hit this level, and we you know, on the 4-hour time frame, when the market hits this level on the 4-hour, we use these indicators to see when the market momentum has shifted to the upside. Oh my, this is beautiful stuff that you're getting here for free. But I'm gonna pause right there. I don't want to overflow you guys with information. I don't want to come across like Alex G, who makes 2-3 hour videos for ad revenue. So I'm gonna stop right here and I'm gonna let you guys sink this in, and I can do an update on this. Now let me do another thing that Alex G doesn't do, you know, and that is to give away $15,000 to 2 lucky winners. And we're gonna use yesterday's video for that illustration, guys. As you know, to stand a chance, it's very simple. All you have to do is make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and answer a very simple question. Do you use indicators on your own chart when you take these trades? You know, sometimes I actually forget about the questions that I ask, that I have to, you know, I kind of have to go and think about them. First winner, yes, I've been scammed, but not on Forex. Man, you've won yourself $15,000 in a Goat Funder Prop Funder account. And guys, don't forget, you can grab 45% of your Goat Funder traded account simply by using the link in the comment section. below. Right? Next winner. I've never been scammed. Now, thank you for this. I really love it. Really good to see that you guys are going through. And the reason why I'm getting you guys engaged for this is, remember, the better the channel does, the more we can give back to the community. He says, I feel people, because these gurus are constantly changing their approach. You never know when the plot comes. One moment you've joined the free trading community after using their affiliate link, and the next moment they're asking you to join a paid group. 100% correct. Anyway, scam comes in different forms. We don't know sometimes that we're getting scammed until we've been scammed. 100% true. Guys, vote on yourself $15,000 in a Funder account sponsored by GoFunder. And like I said, you can get 40% off your next purchase simply by clicking the link in the description box. So thank you for your time. And as always, cheers for years.